Well, in the famous words of Monty Python, now for something completely different, because I want to show you an award-winning neighborhood here in the Northland of Kansas City called Northgate Village. And it's not for everybody, and I want to tell you all about it. But first, let me kind of explain where we are in the whole scheme of things. So if I got in my truck right now and I just drove to downtown Kansas City, it would take me, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. We're really close. So when you're in downtown and you have a river that runs across the north side, when you cross that river, you change a couple of things. You go from Jackson County to Clay County, and that's where you enter what we call the Northland. But you also enter this small town called North Kansas City. It's its own municipality called North Kansas City, and that's where we're at now. When you get dropped from downtown over into the Northland, you end up on about 10th Street, and now we are up here at about 30th Street. So that's how close we are to downtown, where Northgate Village is. But let me tell you about Northtown. North Kansas City, we sometimes call it Northtown. If you want to know more about all this, you can watch that orientation video I have. Northtown is a small town. It's about 4,000, a little over 4,000 in population, and it is fantastic. I mean, the majority of the residents here can walk to just about everything. They can walk to this huge park, Mackin Park, and it has baseball fields and soccer fields and playgrounds and all kinds of stuff. It's a beautiful park, a pavilion out there where they have concerts in the park and that sort of thing. But you can also walk to your grocery store, and you can walk to your pharmacy, and you can walk to bars and restaurants. There's a big children's museum here. Just the whole town is very, very walkable. About the only thing that I can't think of that you can't walk to is like a whole lot of doctor's offices, but we have North Kansas City Hospital is here in this city. And you probably couldn't walk over there. It's sort of on the other side of this giant town, on the other side of town, but you have to cross a highway to get there. But the city fathers here and mothers have done a really good job of making an effort to try to make this city as bike friendly as possible. So I'm sure that you could certainly bike over there to North Kansas City Hospital without much effort at all. So everything's just very, very walkable and pretty and nice, and it's just fantastic. But since North Kansas City is such a sought out place to be, it is hard to find a house that somebody's already lived in. They're just not for sale right now. In fact, at this time, when I made this video, there was exactly one house for sale. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house, very nondescript, $184,000. Now, you people in California and such may think that's a hell of a steal, but around here, that house would have gone for half that not long ago. So the housing prices are really going up. So it's fine. It's trying to find a house here in Northtown is very, very difficult, which brings us back to Northgate Village because they are still building here. So what I want to do is I'm going to take you a little drive around Northgate Village just so you can kind of see what it looks like. And then I'll come back and tell you more about what's available and the prices and all that kind of stuff. So let's take a little trip. So as you can see, a very interesting neighborhood. It's not like every other neighborhood. It's called New Urbanism. It was a big popular movement back in the 90s for sure. And it's the small lots and the houses up close to the streets and the big front porches, so everybody gets to know each other. When you're walking your dog down the street, you get to say hi to all your neighbors. That's how this neighborhood was built. Very popular in the 90s, and then this one started just very early 2000s. And it was going along fine. They built probably half of the neighborhood, and then the economy tanked. And for 5-10 years, there wasn't a piece of dirt moved around here. But they made some changes. They got a new builder, Aspen Builders. Aspen's a good builder around here, and they took over, a few years ago and started building the houses again. There's 3 different types of houses in Northgate Village. One is called the patio homes, and they're like 1-story shotgun houses all lined up in a row all along the south side of the neighborhood. There also is maintenance provided. They'll mow the lawn for you and that sort of thing. Then in the interior of most of this area is the single family houses. And that's the majority of the houses around here. And that's just what you would expect. Now they're up close to the street, like I said, and big front porches, but they're still detached and single family houses. Now both of those are gone. The patio homes are all sold and people are living in them. The single family houses all sold and people are living in them. But as you see behind me, those are the row houses. Now we still have several of these left. They are 3 stories. You walk in, you can drive in, your driveway is in the back, and you walk in. Then there's a level that has 1 or 2 bedrooms maybe down there. And then you come up a level, and that's sort of the living area space, the kitchen and all that kind of stuff. And then the very top has some more bedrooms and bathrooms up there. 3 stories, about 2,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. They have 2 different floor plans, but they're pretty similar, the Quebec and the Choteau, but they're both very similar. And they're both about, right now they're offering at $420,000. Now that could go up, could go down. It's hard to say in today's market because I just don't know what's going to happen around here anymore. But as of right now, they're listed at $420,000. You can get them in 2 different sort of places. As you can see right now, this set of townhouses, they come in sets of 4, and there's probably 20 or 30 sets of 4. There's probably 16 or so still available in different stages. There's some that are about to be finished here in October or so, and then there's some that haven't even broken ground yet. But you can have some built, like you can see there, on the street. We're here on Swift Avenue here. Or, as you saw when you were driving around, there's those pocket parks, and you can have one of the townhouses that face the pocket park. Now, depends on what you like. I used to live in one of these, as a matter of fact, and I can just park my truck right out front, and I can just walk into my house. I like that a lot. But others say, no, we like living on the pocket park because then you can open the door and you don't have any traffic out there. You can let your kids go out, and basically the pocket park is your front yard. So that's also kind of nice to have. So they're still available, and they probably will be. I'll bet we'll still be selling these for another, I'm going to say, a year or more, just because it takes so long now to get all the equipment and everything we need. I mean, the supplies and everything we need to build these houses. And so they may still be building them for a while. It's Aspen Homes. They've hired this giant real estate conglomerate here called Reese Nichols to market it for them. But if you want to see any of these houses, just let me know. Give me a call or send me an email and say you're interested in Northgate Village, and we'll go out there and look around and see what there is to see. And we'll talk soon. Hey, thank you very much for visiting the Dwell Kansas City YouTube channel. I'm going to continue to do neighborhood tours. I'm going to continue to do model home tours. I'm going to continue to sit down with builders and interview them. And you can be the first to hear of all this if you just subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notification. I hope that you will.